Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? Today, I gotta tell you, is gonna be one of those days that just makes you go, because you see this young lady next to me? That is Dr. Patty. Dr. Patty is not only a friend, a buddy, a pal, but she's an amazing supporter of organizations and events and all that kind of good stuff. And she just got her PhD. What's happening, Patty?
Hello, Tigo. Let's go. I'm ready. It's all about looking forward to our future and looking at it as an ocean of opportunities. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Okay, but before we get to ocean, can we go back to river or lake? Because, like the last holiday, you were making me ever so jealous because you were sitting right next to the river, the lake. Was it a river or lake?
Lake.
Lake. Right
Yes.
next to the lake on your property, just laid back. I think you said you have 19 rods and reels or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have an abundance of fishing rods.
Did
This
you
this
catch
girl like
anything?
this girl likes to. I bait my own hook, and I love to be either on the boat or from the shore or from the dock fishing. And one quick story. One time, I love loons. I'm a lunatic. I am a
Okay.
lunatic. I boldly confess. I love them. I love to listen to them. But I was fishing and I was reeling in. I caught a smallmouth bass and I was reeling it in, and a loon had dove under the water and it was coming in stealth, like it was all narrowed out, and coming after the fish that I had on the hook. It was
Wow.
very, very cool. So,
Wow. Did you catch anything this past holiday weekend?
yes, yes. I catch and release. I don't eat though. I
You
don't eat
don't
them.
eat?
I don't eat them. I just catch and
Wow.
release.
Okay. Well, you're better than I am because I would have had a nice fire and we would have had dinner. But I remember we had that conversation. You jumped on a Zoom call with me real
Yeah.
quick. Thank you so much for that. And there you are. I'm expecting you to be in your office like you are now, or at a studio or at an event. And you're just laid back at the lake. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Patty knows how to live the good life. And that's what I want to ask you about, living the good life. How important is it to just take a minute to, you know what, no matter how much is going on, and go down and sit by the lake and just take the air in and enjoy the day? Is that important?
Oh, it's key. It's key. Life is meant to be lived, and it's meant to be lived with joy. And I want to help as many people all over the globe to learn how to live the life of their own dreams and live it to its fullest potential with joy. Because I've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul, right? I've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul. And I want to have as few could have, should haves, and would haves when I'm drawing my last breath.
No, I hear you.
It's
When I
hugely
was a little,
important. We need to
it's huge.
enjoy.
When I was a kid, I remember standing in the hallway of the kitchen, right outside the kitchen, and my mom and her two sisters were sitting at the table and they were reflecting on their lives, right? And they're sitting there talking about if I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, if I knew this, if I would have done that. And I promised myself as a little kid, I never, ever, ever want to say if I woulda, shoulda, coulda, if I could, somehow make it happen. And I've been doing that my whole life. Some things have been crazy, like the 100-day challenge, and it's been interesting. But some days, some things have been just like, wow, I've lived all over the world. I was in the military. It's like this is cool. And I think it's really important to find time. I'm guilty of it myself. I've 15 things to get done, and me is usually number 16, and people talk about putting yourself first, but that, especially for women, that's hard to do. It's God, family, everything else, and then me. With you, how do you teach your coaching clients, your friends, your pals like me, to learn how to put themselves first?
Learn how to put ourselves first and not feel guilty about it. And that takes all kinds of thought, because we overlook ourselves. We don't give ourselves that level of importance that we give to everybody else. But I want everybody to start thinking about this as maintenance instead of being selfish. It's not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. It is actually maintenance. when we are in the right mindset and we're vibrating at that level, that we have more joy, right? And that we're enjoying our life, we are in that space where we are going to have healthier, happier relationships. We're going to be happier and get more accomplished with our work, with our business, with our relationships. Because when we're vibrating at that level, the right people, places, and things and opportunities come into our pathway. So it actually helps us to be more successful and get closer to where we want to be. And it's
You have,
maintenance.
yeah, absolutely. And you have an event or a series that you're putting together, right? Your blessing series. What is that about? Because that's why I was asking about putting yourself first and all of that.
Right.
Because I think I would assume that that's a major part of blessings for yourself and for others. Am I correct?
Yes. And it's my bliss events. So the
Bliss,
bliss,
yes. Hmm.
BLISS. I teach people to believe in themselves, love themselves, identify what's holding them back, set free
Mm.
what no longer serves them so they can set course on achieving their dreams and goals. So I do a bliss event. I do it virtually online I'm going to start doing it once a month now, because after the summer's over now, so people can get back to work and get back to working on themselves, right? So
Hmm.
the bliss events, and then in 2025, I'm starting to look for locations where I can start doing the retreats and get back to doing them in person again.
So will these retreats be by a lake, and can we go fishing with your
Ooh,
19
well, it
rods and reels?
depends on the location I can find. I'm in Maine, so in winter in Maine, unless you're ready to go ice fishing, but if
Wait, I
we
mean, you
just
said
take that
next year.
work,
I'm thinking ahead
yeah,
to summer.
right, exactly. I'm starting to put together plans because I teach people that we need to have planning days, right? And planning days that help us get everything lined up for our KPIs, our measurables, our time, our money, and our energy. We need to have spending plans for these things. And that includes setting plans up for different events, but in that calendar, putting ourselves first, the things that make us happy, those date nights, those time spent for ourselves and on ourselves. Put these things in our calendar, and don't just put them there and then write over them and put somebody else in those spots. Keep yourself in those spots. Invest in yourself. When we talk about investing in ourselves, I'm talking about our education, but also the different things, the the smallest things for ourselves. It could be a good bubble bath. It could be getting your nails done, for guys. It could be spending some time in nature, or anyone, spending that time in nature with source.
Right. Yeah, I've got to ask you about people that are frozen in time. I've had many moments where I felt like I was frozen in time, either because there was too much going on and I just couldn't get focused, or, there was a fear because I'm going to a whole nother level, and I'm like, wait, even when I started the show, because I've been in television production for 20 years,
Right.
but I was behind the scenes. And now we're 700 plus episodes of me interviewing people all over the world in front of the camera, but I froze in time for quite a while. I mean, for 5 years, people were going, "You need to do a show," and I'm like, "No, no, no, I don't do that. That's not happening." How? And then tragedy also freezes you in time. How do you
Mhm.
address that? How do you get past it, or over it, through it, under it, so that you can keep moving forward?
Oh, you're speaking to the right lady here,
Absolutely,
Tigo. You're
Dr.
talking
Pat.
to the right lady. Going back to the basics of what I teach clients, I walk my own talk on a daily basis because I've been through so much trauma and drama. I've got it figured out and pinpointed. We need to go back to the things that that are the foundation, the firm foundation I help my clients build. Because everything that I do, I engage people in their lives, but to encourage, educate, empower so that I can help them to evolve and then elevate to where they want to be. And
Nice.
that's what it is, because we need to, no matter what we've been through, and whatever ever trauma or drama, and it could be COVID, losing a home, a business, those types of things, or even a
Right.
spouse, because I
Yeah.
lost a spouse now. It's just been just over 2 years,
Yeah.
with these things. But we need to take stock of where we are right now. We need to be real clear of where are we currently finding ourselves? Where are we? So that
Mhm.
we can get from there to where we want to be. So got to establish our point A so we can get to our point B. But it's allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and honest with, where am I? Where am I at right at this very moment? Who am I? Because we change, we evolve with the different ages and stages of life. And remember, I talked about we got to help evolve so that we can elevate to the next level.
So how would someone, because I know that I walked around with my head in the clouds somewhere and didn't realize that I was even stuck,
Right?
for some of the things that I was trying to do or trying to accomplish. It just wasn't time yet, or I'll get to that later. How do you do a self-evaluation and say to yourself, am I stuck? Am I having issues? Do I need to have a coach like Dr. Patty help me generate and navigate down this road? How do you know?
You need to take a step back, take a breath, and take a great big long look in the mirror and connect with yourself. That's the thing. Many people don't know how to, even as simple as doing some meditation. Connect with your breath and start searching inside of yourself. Look in the mirror and look into your own eyes, and look, because your eyes are your connection to your soul. And
Mm,
when you can do that and really, what is it? Who am I? What do I want out of life? Again, remember I said things change with the different ages and stages and different things we've been through. And we don't know if we're stuck until we just know that, we're looking and we're just feeling like we're spinning our wheels. We get so tired and we don't see any progress with personally and professionally because, and like Tigo, with my PhD in entrepreneurology, which is the study of entrepreneurship, I work with people on how it crosses over. Our business lives affect our personal lives. Our personal lives affect our business lives. And we get stuck in things that sometimes it's like we're in the jar, right? And the label's on the outside and we can't see that label. And so having, being in masterminds, I'm involved. I'm a senior member of two executive masterminds, high level masterminds, and I facilitate one of my own on a weekly basis. To surround yourself with like-minded individuals that they don't even have to be in the same genre, but that they're passionate about what it is they're doing and where it is they want to go and take their lives personally and professionally. And when you surround yourself with people like that, that is so important because they understand your passion. They
right.
understand your craziness, because most of your family, if you're an entrepreneur, most of your family members and friends don't understand your passion. You're trying
Absolutely.
to do.
They haven't a clue what it is that I remember when I was a kid, my parents have passed away quite a while ago, but when I was a kid, my dad would look at me because I started my first business when I was 10. So he said, I know everybody marches to a different drummer, but exactly what band plays in your head? Because I'm always thinking outside the box and all of that. And speaking of thinking outside of the box, you already mentioned it, the PhD program. You already had a successful practice. You already have clients. You're doing masterminds. You're a successful author. What made you say, you know what? I'm going to go get my PhD because I'm just starting this journey. So I need a little light doc on the road here. What made you decide to do it and how hard was it? Because I'm a little nervous.
Well, so when you said about living outside the box, well, Tigo, that's the name of my first book. That's the title of my first book, Living Outside the Box.
Oh, wow.
So, because there is no box, and that's why I want to teach people how to live outside of it, because we put ourselves in that box or allow other people to put us in there and keep us in there. So
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I wanted to get the PhD is because I've been an entrepreneur Oh, I think I started that journey when I was like 5 or 6 years old, when I needed some spending money. So I went around, I did colored and sketched and colored pictures, and I went around and sold them to the older ladies in my neighborhood to put on their refrigerators.
Oh, nice.
So I started my entrepreneurial journey early on, and
That's
it's
amazing.
always been that way. It's always been that way. I found a need, right? I found that need, and I served that need, and
That's amazing.
and that's what it is with myself. Everything that I use in the tools and my proprietary conquering skills education that I teach and talk about on stages all over the globe is all about helping people to get from, again, where they're currently find themselves to where they want to be, because the tools that I created are what I use myself to get me from where I was to where I am now. But I'm not even finished yet. I have so much more that I want to do and accomplish in life, both personally and professionally, that I feel like if we're not learning and continuing to grow, we're slowly dying inside. And
Hmm.
I'm just not ready to do that.
I'm right there with you, sister. I'm
Right.
not ready to do it either. And, I mentioned at the top of the show that you have been a massive supporter of everything that we're doing. You and I met, I believe, at Limitless, in Chicago
One,
with
yeah, one, yeah,
JD3.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's where
Was it a
we
couple of years ago?
originally met. It's like I can't remember not knowing Patty, but I think that's where we originally met. And it's like when there's something going on, you're always willing to come on International Women's Day. You came to Vegas and did International Women's Day with me. You invited me to be the MC when you got your PhD, and
Yeah.
that was such an honor to be in that room and watch you receive that. I said, "Oh, one day I wonder if I can." And now I'm trying to, and it's like, oh my goodness. Well,
Well,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
the thing is with this through the International University of Entrepreneurology, that's where I got my PhD. You see it here,
it. Yep,
and
that's where
and it
mine's
is
coming from.
right, and exactly, and it's utilizing what we have already done in our life experience with business. And
Hmm.
I've had my own businesses for so many years. I've worked in the corporate world in management and corporate, positions in Fortune 500 companies as well. But it's taking what you have learned, your knowledge, your you're questioning because we have to know that we want to learn, right? So
Right.
it's taking our creativity, our knowledge, and putting it into a blend of everything that we get. You get your credits for that, but then you have to write your dissertation and go through the whole thing. But what it is, but I learned a long time ago, Tigo, as I was going through the different things and learning things for myself, was that, you know what, when you can learn from someone else's wisdom, that's almost like double dipping, because you're learning
Absolutely.
from their wisdom and you're not having to go through the pain and suffering that you might have had to go through if you weren't,
Absolutely.
right? If you learn to
Absolutely.
listen and watch, success leaves clues.
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. And, you know, like I was saying about you supporting, recently we shot The Domino Effect, which, now we're actually booking season 2. We don't have season 1 out yet, and season 2 is starting to book. And I reached out to you and you were like, I am absolutely in. And again, you flew to Vegas. You were the first one to capture your interview, and you were so nice to share. You literally opened up your heart and shared your story of losing your husband and life after that. And I personally want to take a minute to just thank you because, it's hard to share that story with friends and family, let alone sit on camera, multiple cameras, and share it the way you did. I am so proud to have you be a part of the cast of The Domino Effect. It was awesome to see your face up in Times Square when we put the cast up there. And I can't wait. As you know, we're launching Squirrel Network December 7th, and we're going to premiere a teaser documentary because this is a docu-series. You have your own episode. Everybody has their own episode. We're going to put a teaser documentary together and have that at the premiere of the new Squirrel Vision Network. And I can't wait to just see you up there on the big screen. And what was that like for you? What was that like to sit there and literally just open your heart the way you did?
Well, Tigo, you've seen me in different events and me speaking on stages at different places. And so I share openly the struggles that I went through in my childhood all the way through, because
Hmm.
God brought me to and through all of this stuff to make me the woman that I am today. The
Mm.
whether they're the challenges, whether they're the triumphs, and all these things. And so I just know that if I have been through something and I've made it through, other people can too. And that's what it all comes from for me, is to be able to, if I can make the uh, minute difference, in positive difference in someone else's life, I want to be able to do that. And it all comes from a place of service. That
You're
that's what
amazing.
it is. I know that I I didn't just get here, right? It was a long journey,
Yeah.
and I'm still on my journey. And
Right.
and anyone that says that they're just there and they got there themselves, there's no way anybody got
Right.
to where they are all on their own.
We didn't
There's
get to this planet on our own. We had a mom that helped us get here. It's like
exactly
we've always had a team of sorts, having our back one way or another. And sometimes it's not the right team. And I understand that.
right. And
They're
yeah,
not, they don't have your best interests in heart. And that's when you go find a new team. And speaking of finding a new team, I called you again and I said, "Hey Doc, we're doing the 100-day challenge." You said, "Absolutely, I'm in." Then I said, "Hey Doc, we're doing, the 2024 Power of Pink and Now honors. You're going to come speak on the stage?" And you were like, "Absolutely, I'm in." So you're going to be on the stage. We've moved it to a new venue. We're now inside the Palms at the Brendan Theater. I mean, it's beautiful. The screen is literally 8 feet wider than the old one at the Art House, 43 feet wide. That is going to be amazing. Having you there, and you're going to come and share. Are you excited? What are you thinking? How are you feeling?
oh, I'm feeling so wonderful. I went and bought a couple new outfits, and
Oh,
a and so it's not going to be a red carpet. We're going to have a pink carpet, I
we're
heard.
having pink carpet.
So
Yes, ma'am.
I got a special dress for the pink carpet. I am so excited. No, I'm excited, and really, really, Tigo. And I heard too, we are going to be doing and honoring some of the people,
Women.
women getting the lifetime presidential lifetime achievement awards.
Yep. Presidential
So
Lifetime Achievement
so
Award. We're doing
from
women. I don't know if it's ever been all women for the honor. I think we're the first ones to do all women. I have to ask.
right,
Dr. Sherry will tell me that, but I believe this is the first time it's been all women. And it's 6 women, and 5 of those women are based right here in Las Vegas. I wanted to honor people that are making a difference in my community. And one of them, Mayor Jan Jones Blackhurst, she was the first female mayor of Las Vegas. She was mayor for 8 years. Barbara Malasky has been changing the fabric of a community in Las Vegas for over 20 years. So has Jill Schneider. It's amazing,
right.
who's coming to this event. And they're going to share the carpet, the pink carpet, with you, along with Marie Diamond. She's confirmed. Laurel Lagmeyer. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And I'm just so excited that you're going to be in the room. You're here for all 3 days. We're going to have an amazing time, October 3rd through the 5th.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to share that stage with you.
And I'm honored. Just think about this. I never would have thought that I would be on stages and considering these women not only my friends but my colleagues. And that's been quite a journey, for myself, and really looking at that. And there's so much more I want to do. So anybody out there that's watching this, ladies, gentlemen, whoever you are, what is it that you want to do? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know I promised you we'd be done in 20 minutes and it's 25. You know, we always go over because I can never stop talking to my
Yeah.
Dr. Patty,
Yeah.
you know, but I thank you so much for always supporting, always having my back and sharing, your life with us. You literally have sat down and said, I'm an open book. Hit me. We didn't even know 5 minutes before we started talking what we were going to talk about today because you were like, no, let's just go. You know, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's just go. You're amazing. I'm so proud that you're part of the Now family, and I can't wait to see you in literally like just a few days. I think we're 23 days out. 23 days. Oh my goodness. Thank you for hanging out with me today.
Wonderful.
Hey, everybody, you know what to do. If you want to reach Dr. Patty, go to tigodirect.com and type in Patricia, type in Patty. She's coming up, type in Grover. You know, she's going to be there. Otherwise, get in the room for the Now Honors in the Power of Pink. You do not want to miss this woman on stage. She is going to light the stage on fire, just like the rest of the ladies that are coming. Men are welcome, but at this particular event, women on the stage, and she is going to own it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.